In my work with CEOs and high achievers, one of the 4 areas I'm constantly working on is this idea of, well, I'm going to call it centered living. Some people might call it, staying in flow or finding flow. But to me, it's much deeper than that. In essence, it's how do we take the body, the mind, our emotions, and our spirit and align these things and integrate them in a way that, for the most part, throughout the day, we're centered. One of the real questions we've got to ask ourselves is, what does it mean to be centered? Like, how do I know when I am? And I challenge you with that question. How do I know when I am? And what are the elements that are necessary? I'll give you one of the components right here. One of them is sleep. I remember when I started really studying this idea of high achievers and wanted to be a better higher achiever myself, because I was, wanted to be in the top 1% in the world I was in sales and the things that I did. Well, my ego did, I guess. But regardless, you start reading things about sleep hacking. I even had a friend that, literally, they totally just messed with his sleeping schedule, in this massive disruptive way, to train himself to sleep less in a 24-hour period. It didn't work out all that well. But the fact of the matter is, you and we need a certain amount of quality sleep. Now, this is a whole other topic, but it's a necessary element. If you're sleep deprived, you are not going to be centered. It's just not going to work. Your body's not going to work well. Your brain's not going to function well. And one of the things that we are doing on a regular basis is making complicated decisions. Decisions that require a higher level of consciousness. Decisions that require us to be grounded, making critical decisions. And the only way, and the only place we can make these decisions, well, the best way to make them is when we are centered. So centered living is taking this idea of the mind, the body, the spirit, the emotions, and finding homeostasis within ourselves. It involves nutrition, it involves hydration, it involves our context of how we define ourselves in the world through some, I'll call it, practice of spirituality. And it involves owning our emotions. All of these are part of the integration of really, truly balanced living. I'm Chris Yonker. Thanks for watching.